Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. Let's play Rising Star 2. And this is the first episode where we actually start the actual gameplay, but I do have a couple of other things I want to show you how they work. And then we'll kind of get into my strategy for the first month. It is currently Sunday, January 1st, 2006. And you'll notice that all of these folks, the band that I created, they have little pluses floating. What that means is that they have leveled up. And so when we click on them, we get the ability to update their ability scores. Here are those 7 categories. We talked about these in the previous episode. Now, Chad is focused on business. So when he clicks this, he will get 2 points instead of just 1. He has 5 points to spend. And his first point was worth 2. And then, we go up to 5, 7, 9, etc. Now, we do want to improve things like his business score, but we also want to improve things like playing and stage presence, writing music, things like that. Production and repair, production will be focused on one person. Topher is going to be our producer. Kiwi is going to focus on writing music, and Angel is going to focus on writing lyrics. Repair is something we'll hit as we start to build up some momentum in other areas. And I'm not sure that I want to spend all of the points in business right off the bat. So what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and add, 3 of them there. And then we're also going to add a point to writing music and to writing lyrics. And once he's spent all his points, he can back them down if he'd like. As soon as I click on one of the other folks, though, this will be locked in. I am not going to hit playing up front. Playing is extremely important. In my mind, it is the most important of the skills for a few reasons, with writing music and lyrics being very, very close follows to that. But I have a strategy I'm going to play through where this will go up naturally for a little bit of time without actually having to spend points on it. I'm going to basically do this with each of my folks. Now, Kiwi, with being the music writer, it probably isn't the worst thing to go ahead and max her out on this in the first couple of levels. Topher is going to be the producer, and we're going to give him 3 points there, and then we'll give him a point of music writing and a point of stage presence. And Angel, being the lyric writer, I'm going to go ahead and max her out on those as well. And we'll kind of understand that a little more in the very near future. So that's how you level up your characters. Currently, I am at level 1 with each of these. My progress to the next level, I have none. As you get points, this bar will fill up and you'll be able to see it. We will level very quickly for the first couple of weeks, and then it will slow down. It is a progressive system. So, by the end of the first month, we should be in maybe the 5 to 7 range, maybe. I don't remember exactly, but long story short, we have a while to go. We can level up. I think the limit is 50. I don't remember for sure. We will have plenty of points over time to fill these out like we might want to, though. We're not going to be able to max everything out at once, but we will be able to build a band in the direction that we'd like to. All of this stuff over here is very important, but we're going to skip it for now. Instead, we're going to back out of this screen. We can hit escape or we can hit the X. This is where you load into a game when you first start, and also anytime you come out of a save, you basically enter at the door of your house. If I go forward here, and again, your keys are WASD to move around, and then you mouse click and drag to turn. You can use either left or right mouse click. If I go forward here, I'll go outside. I don't want to do that just yet. This is like utility room or entrance room. It's interesting that there's lockers there. We're going to come out here into the kitchen, and that room there is very important. That's just a living room. That room's important. That room is important. And we will talk about those, and then we will get started with the game. So the living room, not a whole lot to do, but what you can do over time is put things on the walls. We can buy pictures. We can put awards that we win, things like that. Those will go on the walls. We can do quite a bit of things there. You can also import your own pictures, not just through that setting at the beginning of the game, but you can actually, at some point, you'll be able to just put them there for yourself, and we'll see that eventually. Doesn't look like it's available just yet. I'm not quite sure about that. Might need to get something into the queue before it'll allow us to do that. Okay, these are hotspots that we need to know about. The bed is where you save your game. The game does not auto-save when you exit. That's very important to know. It will auto-save depending on your settings. I think you can change it. I have it auto-saving every effectively Sunday morning. So at the beginning of each game week, it will set. That might be obligatory, maybe not. I can't remember if there's a setting for it or not. But ultimately, you can do that, but you will want to use a bed to do save games. Rest, generally you're only going to rest if you have somebody that's sick and you don't want to take them to the hospital and spend the money to fix them. It basically just ends the day, moves you into the next day, and you don't get to do a nighttime routine to improve your band. Vacation allows you to spend time where you're basically just away from music for a while. There's a couple of reasons you might do that, particularly later in the game once you you're a big name band. And, we'll see some of those play out as we move to them. Over here is our work desk. We can name our home. We can sell the home. This home, we can probably buy it for about $120,000 and we can sell it for $90,000. Obviously, I don't want to sell it right now because I don't have another house otherwise. But I'm going to name the home. We're going to just call it, I don't know, primary residence. You tell I'm a computer programmer, just giving everything a very specific use name. We can also change our band name here. And I believe if you change your band name, anything that shows up in game with your band name on it will change as well. It's basically a key value pair kind of thing. And just know that. If I have a plaque on the wall that says, I haven't showed you my band name, have I? So I chose to name my band Everyone But Andy. And I don't know, it's something that got said at work with my boss's name in it, and I changed it to Andy for Andy Bernard in The Office. There was the whole series of time where everybody knew that Angela was cheating on Andy except for Andy. And I don't know, I thought that was fun, and I feel like it would be the last band named in a list of bands, and so that sounds and feels fun to me as well. Also, I've created a couple of little pieces of artwork to put on around the house and use for album covers and things like that. That is theme appropriate for that. So we'll come back to some of these screens over time. Not going to focus on it just now. The other room is the music room. This is where we will write songs, practice songs, and repair instruments. Now, I'm not sure, do we even have instruments right now? We might. Equipment. We don't have instruments yet. We got to go buy some instruments. So let's go do that. Now, there's a couple of things you can do. I can go walk to that door if I want. The other thing is there's a hotkey to get out of your house, and that is you hit X. X will take you out of any building that you're in, and this is the view we have. And you drive the van with the WASD. We can paint the van in the future. You can put neat styles and things like that on it. And then we have this map over here, and if we click on M or click on the button or press M, we can see this is our house, primary residence. Remember, we renamed it. Incidentally, you can rename virtually anything in here. Shift click, Patron Philippe Marquez Arena. I'm going to call that Family Arena. That's an arena nearby here. Now anything that shows up there will be Family Arena. Okay, so we have various venues. These tickets are venues that are more like what we're going to be hitting initially. These are once we're big, we'll be filling these arenas and doing tours and that. These are grass areas. These are parks where we're going to go and busk. But we can't busk right away. We have to mow it first. And that's kind of an interesting little thing we'll talk about. These are CD shops or studios where you make CDs and record songs. These are hotels and motels. They become important as you start to travel to other locations. This is a photography shop where you can take like album cover photos, and that's kind of cool. This is a cemetery. Its biggest issue is that you can mow the lawn there and you get paid more than mowing a park. And again, we'll see some of this. Here is a manager. Emil Nieto is a manager here in this area that we can try to hire. I'll find a manager that I want to work with through the stats. They have a couple of stats you want to pay attention to, and then I'll rename them to something that I recognize and is, familiar and friendly to me. So let's see what we're going to do right off the bat. Oh, I'm sorry. And then there's our music shops, and we have Christopher's Music right down the street. We have Boyd's Deluxe Music. There's 3 types of music stores: discount music, standard, and then deluxe. So we have Christopher's here. We have Boyd's Deluxe here. There's Abigail's Discount. I think some of these names might show up more than once if, it's just an RNG that creates them, but we can rename it to whatever we'd like. And for now, let's go, first of all, let's earn a couple of dollars, and then we're going to go to a music shop and make a little bit of, or buy some instruments. That's what we need to do. So I'm just going to whip right around here, and I'm going to come to this park. And if we park right here, you'll see it says landscaping. Turns out we're musicians, but also the band leader, in this case Chad, he has a mowing business. So he's going to mow the park. And once he's done mowing it, he will get paid. I think it's $250. Then tomorrow when we come to this park, it won't need to be landscaped. And you'll notice it looks nice and pretty now instead of having kind of scraggly looks to it. When we come back tomorrow, when we stop our van here, instead of mowing, it will ask us if we want to busk. And we will do some busking. And I'll show you why we're going to do that here in just a little bit. So let's go to Donovan's music. You drive with ASWD, and it's pretty straightforward. You have to stop inside the hitbox, and then you go in. So here we're in a music store. If you listen to the background music, I love it. It's like messed up versions of very popular songs that you hear 12-year-olds trying to play on an electric guitar in a music store. It's pretty awesome if you ask me. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, we need instruments. Everybody has a little bit of money. Chad only has band cash. Everybody else has their own private stash of money, and they can also tap into band cash. If you throw somebody out of the band, they will take their share of band cash from when they join, and that's just something to be aware of. I'd mentioned we can hire another band member. That happens in music stores, and that's right here, Recruit Musicians. And here you go. You run through them. These are bass players. These are drummers. These are guitarists. We scroll down. We have keyboards and mics. The notes on each of the notes basically explains what they are capable of doing. It kind of gives you a tell of what their primary attribute is. So keyboardist, available lyricist. So Maddox here is going to be somebody who writes lyrics. Lead vocalist, ready to rock. I like to fix things. So Kim here is going to be somebody who does repair. That's what these mean. I am not planning on hiring anybody. Might in the future, we might hire like a lead singer or another guitarist. But for now, I don't need to do that. If you do it late in the game, once you've built up all your skills, when you hire the person, their skills are going to be very close to 1. And that will disrupt your band quite a bit. So that's something to know. If you're gonna hire a bigger band, do it early. If you're gonna do it late, you will have some catching up to do as you level that person up. They won't be able to play some of your songs well, and it will impact you over time. Now, that can be a fun challenge. You need to hire a new lead singer because the other one, whatever. You fired him or whatever. And that can be kind of a fun little angle to how you play the game. So equipment. Well, Chad needs a guitar that he can busk with. And this symbol here is the busk symbol. And when we click on this, it'll tell us here it is required for busking. That's what this little guy means. We're going to buy that instrument. We right click to buy it. He can now do busking. We want to make sure that all of our folks can do busking because that's how they're going to earn playing points initially. But he also needs just a regular standard guitar. These are the guitars that are available. Guitars can get very expensive. These are not the high-end ones necessarily. And as we click on them, you'll notice down here that there are attributes to them. And we talked about this in the first episode. 3 things are modifiable: your playing skill, your writing music skill, and your stage performance. So I want to watch these as I click through them, and I can use the arrow key once I've clicked on one to just kind of rapidly go down and find what I might be looking for. So early on, in my opinion, playing is important, because that's how you learn songs. Writing music is important. Oh, look at that. Because that's how you get new ideas and parts for songs. So this is actually a really good guitar to start with because it gives me some playing and it gives me some writing music. It would be great if it also gave me stage presence. I'm not going to go diving around all the city looking for that, but you can max these out by looking around. Different stores will have different things. I'm going to go ahead and buy this one. It's at a good price. It's in decent but not perfect condition. Every time we play it, it will get a little worse and it will eventually break and we'll have to repair it. We can repair things here at the repair equipment place. We have to have one of each of the, well, here, let me finish this. We're going to buy this guitar. Now we have our busking guitar, but we also have a bass guitar. And the icons tell us what this guitar is being used for. This one is being used for writing music, for playing music, and for performing music. That's what this means. We can do some stuff where we can modify which ones we play specifically, I'm not going to get into that. I tend to just let the computer pick the best one for what I'm doing. If you want to have a particular look, you can kind of work the system to make that happen. We also need an amplifier. Basically, same thing. It has the possibility of 3 bonuses. This one has none, none. Okay, there's one that helps with writing music, playing and writing music. There's one that does all 3, and it is a pretty decent price. Amps can go way up there. I think they get above $2,000. We are going to grab this one because it's at a decent price. If I can find it again, there it is. It's this one right here. We're going to grab it. It gives me a few bonuses that will be helpful initially. I mean, heck, this is literally 200% of what my current score is. So it's going to go up to 3. You know, that will be helpful initially. Now, once we're in the 90s, yeah, +2 isn't going to help so much, but it also won't make as much of a difference at that point. We're going to grab that amp. Third, we need to have strings. We need guitar strings. Guitars need strings. If we don't have guitar strings, we won't be able to play when we go somewhere. It'll tell us you don't have strings equipped. Strings, again, give you bonuses for writing music, for performing music, and for playing music. And in this case, I only have a bonus for writing music. It is a +1 bonus. That would be helpful, but not, since he's not really my music writer, it's not a huge need right now. I might go with getting a few sets of a cheaper one just to save the money. Money will be tight for the first 2 months until we start playing gigs and getting paid. Maybe not so tight that I actually have to worry about it too much, but we're going to want to buy other equipment over time. We're going to want to buy a guitar that we specifically play because it's got a better playing score. We want one that we do performances in because it has a better performance score. So over time, we'll be spending some money there. I'm going to go ahead and just buy, I don't know, 3 sets of these strings. These will be my complete backup strings if I need them. Finally, the last thing that a bassist can get is other equipment, which is basically like effects pedals. That's what these are. And again, they get very expensive. And as you can see, that's a +6 playing and +6 stage presence. So there's an 844 bonus. So we have some things to look forward to being able to get in the future. For now, we're not going to buy any unless they're extremely cheap. Look at that. The cheapest one here is a +1 play. Let's go ahead and grab that. We can have up to 2 of these that affect each area. So you will use 2 effect pedals effectively. If I buy another one, too many effects in there. Sorry, folks. If I buy another one, it would also apply its values. Also, this is only showing you what the bonus is over what you currently have. So you notice this one was a +1. This is saying it's also a +1. That's because I can have 2 total effects pedals. And this one was also +1. If I bought that, the next one, well, it has a different bonus. This would be used for performances. So it would also apply, and it will use the different equipment based on its need. Okay, we need to do that with all of our band members. So let's finish that up. Kiwi needs the busking keyboard, which does not always show up at music stores. In fact, I'll probably have to go to a discount store to get that one. She starts with a little extra money, her and the drummer will, because their stuff is a little more expensive. So let's see if we can find something decent for her to play otherwise. That's actually not bad. I don't want to start with something that has a condition of 9, and I do want to start with something that has some bonuses. So we're going to buy this one. It is pricey, but it will be good. She also doesn't have a whole lot of equipment because she doesn't have strings. And then we're going to find a decent amp. I think we can go with that for now. Yeah, let's go with playing. Again, playing is how you learn songs, and that will be very important initially. Once it gets into decent numbers, then it's not quite as much of a big deal. Finally, we have her effects pedal, and we'll just find one that gives her I already bought. I mean, there it is. We'll buy that effects pedal for her. Sorry, I got distracted there. My bad. Let's go to the drums. Drums has more stuff that he has to get. So he needs a drum kit. Well, first of all, he needs the busking one. That's this one. Then he needs just a standard drum kit. I'm going to go with that. It's got a couple of bonuses. It's cheap, and he has to buy a lot of stuff. He's going to need drumsticks. Same process. We're going to find ones that look good. $12 for +2 writing music. I'd rather do playing initially, so we'll grab these. There are times that bonuses are everywhere on things, and there are times where you can't find any. my last playthrough, I couldn't find drumsticks that had more than a +1 on them. If I did, I bought like 20 of them because they weren't showing up anywhere. Now you also need drumsticks, you need drum heads, and we've got a decent one there, although it is expensive. It's twice as much as the ones down here, basically. We'll go ahead and buy, I don't know, we'll buy one of those, and we'll buy one of those for now. Cymbals get extremely expensive. This is actually cheap. Cymbals can go up to like $4,000 or $5,000. And once again, same concept. We're going to see if there's something that's a reasonable price. I would really rather not pay over $500. So really the only thing with any bonus is the cheapest one, and it's in perfect condition. These you do not restore. They just have a condition that counts down, and once it ends, the cymbal goes away. And then finally, he's got his effects pedals that he can use. And here we go. We'll buy that. And maybe we just call it there. Okay, we do need to do the guitar, and we'll buy that one. Find something for her that has play bonus for $290. We can go a little higher than $290, I think. There we go. $320. Yeah, let's get that one. She'll use that for everything. Get her an amp. Writing music +3. I mean, that's good. Stage presence +3. Again, in my opinion, playing is the important one initially. Playing strings +2. I'm not even going to look. I'm going to buy several of those. And she can use those initially. Watch, it'll be a 3 right here. Nope, writing music though. Now she's going to be lyric writing. There's no bonus for lyric writing, but we'll get her a couple of the music writing ones. And then finally, we'll grab that one. Okay, that's it. I am going to go ahead and end this video here. What I will do in the meantime, well, okay, let's go outside real quick, and we'll just go right around the block real quick and see if there is a busking instrument for Kiwi. Maybe the standard store will have one. It does not. It's called something like Grandpa's Old Keyboard or something. It's got a specific name. I don't think you'll find it at deluxe stores. So we're going to want to find a discount store. And all I'm finding are the high-end stores right now. There we go, Charlie's. Okay. Stop here, and hopefully they do. There it is. Grandpa's Synth. That's what it is. So now all my folks will be able to busk going forward. All right, we're going to leave the store. To go home, you can go home quickly by hitting H, and we're back in our primary residence. I'm going to save the game right here by coming in here and hitting save game, and we will pick up at this spot in the next video. I really appreciate your time. We'll get rolling with my strategy and how the game plays out in the next episode. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, fair travels.